Ooh.
All right, guys, welcome back to my little shit show. I got some new guests here for you today. Well, he's a returning guest. We got Elijah. We got my boy Slim Thick Nate,
formerly known as Fat.
And then we got my boy Richie here.
FKA Fat Nate is crazy.
The person formerly known as Fat Nate. I'm on my Prince shit.
So, I mean, you guys already know about this motherfucker. How's your
Plenty.
music going?
Great.
Sick.
You still ain't listening. Bro, I was like, you know, show me, like, name a song. Yeah. One song. And he was like, I think like 2 minutes go by, like pulling it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was on Instagram.
You couldn't even do some research before you had the guest on, bro.
You called me.
You brought me out here, dog.
No, yeah, that was my bad. That was a learning experience.
Like, tell us a little bit about that shit you call music. What are you, a country
artist?
artist?
Are doing these days? You're doing some of that hippity hop the kids are into these days.
That's fine.
Not hippie.
Hippity hop.
Nate, you want to tell them about what you do?
So I work at Costco. I be slinging chickens. That's about it at the moment.
Ooh, like chicken man.
Costco deli.
The legal kind of chickens.
Yeah, no.
It's like that I Swear Bezos song. Chicky chicken, rubber band.
I think that's
Rokan.
Rokan.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was.
That's all good.
And that's a flip of an even older song.
Yeah. And then, yeah, you can give them some insight on what you do, Richie.
I don't do much. I chill. So
He's an avid Smash Bros. Player.
I am an avid Smash. Well, I don't know if that might be putting some disrespect on real avid Smash Bros. Players, but I do fuck with Smash Bros. Yeah, I'm just chilling. Not much to say, but I'm here. So yeah.
Yeah, sick.
You smash from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Group Smash.
Yeah, some group Smash, some Smash Down.
I love a good Smash couch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hopefully that's the one
It's
you're
called
on.
the casting couch.
Yeah. Which one of these are the Smash couch of the two?
The
I
flattened
think both
one?
of them are.
Oh dear. Okay. That's gross. I was wondering what these
I
things
he
were.
was wiping this bitch up before you got here.
As long as it's set separate times.
I don't. We didn't
Wiping
know.
it up. I was wondering why it was wet.
It was actually right where you were sitting. I don't know what it was, but he was wiping something off of it.
I've seen it worse.
I can tell you, it didn't look like cum. So you're good.
I know Blick's not smashing no one.
Poor Blick.
That's funny.
Nah, he's probably gonna watch this. I hope he does. He's a hater.
Good shout out.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, guys.
What's
I mean, this video is gonna be. It's gonna happen before this video comes out, but finally got on a stand-up comedy night. Detroit House of Comedy, so I'm gonna be there. Hopefully, on suck ass. It's my first one, so yeah. You gonna come watch me do some comedy, Elijah?
I was thinking about it.
Tickets are free.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
Cut you a
I'm
deal.
coming.
If you listen to 2 of Elijah's songs, he'll go to your 5-minute
We gotta
stand-up
listen
segment.
to it on the way there.
Yeah.
No, that's got to be his walkout song.
Yeah, right.
you
You
go.
gonna walk out? He's like, "Hey, can you play this when I walk out?" They're like, "We don't do that."
You think this is
isn't a
WWE? They have to come out like Stone Cold.
Man, I'm still trying to get fucking Ethan on here.
Ethan would be an interesting guest.
Yeah, he'd be a good guest. That
We could
boy,
take a deep dive into the world of MMA with that boy.
Yeah.
that boy can talk about a plethora of subjects. So you,
I
anime, too.
really want to get a story about that girl who shit all over his bed on camera.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Camera is
amazing.
crazy.
yeah, she didn't shit on his bed on camera. He
Yeah,
wants to get the conversation on camera.
Yeah, because that just makes it sound way crazy. Like,
We're filming. Go.
I had to process that, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
things weren't
I want
adding
the
up.
conversation about it on camera. If you had
Yeah.
the footage, that'd be even better. But Sadly,
I thought it was footage.
Sadly, if it was footage, it'd be like found security camera footage.
Ethan just beating some bitch up.
He's like, I didn't get the part of her shitting, but I got me implementing the consequences.
Implementing?
Is that the right word? Did I misuse that?
Ethan the
I think you did.
implementer.
You used it technically
Implementer
correctly.
Pauly.
Yep.
My boy EMP.
EMP. Oh, that is his initials. So
Yeah. Ooh, the lights out, man.
yeah, lights out. Turn off the Wi-Fi too.
No connection to the fucking brain.
No connection besides these punches connected.
My favorite thing to do is tell a bitch that these hands are bisexual.
Anyone can get it.
Equal lefts and equal rights, bitch.
It's a classic.
Bitch.
I don't condone violence against women, but some things become necessary.
I've only hit one bitch.
I've only hit one.
Jeez, that's one more than I got.
Okay, well, I feel like it was pretty like rational.
I feel like I know this story.
This bitch was trying to hit me with a hammer.
All right, that's self-defense then.
Yeah.
Should be
We
good.
were drunk. She tried to hit me with a hammer, so I hit her with the right hook. I broke her nose.
You broke her nose?
After getting struck with a hammer, that's like attempted murder. So like,
Yeah, I didn't get struck by the hammer, thank God.
It's like, well, I at least think she was trying to hit me with that bitch, but I made sure she wasn't going to attempt
I
that.
just grabbed her arm and went, bitch.
She's
You're
like
lying.
playing tennis with a Wii remote. I was like, I got a different remote.
And that's the story of Joe getting fired from his construction job.
what are you talking about? Construction workers don't get fired for that.
Yeah.
Damn near. You seen those guys?
This guy shows initiative.
This guy's a risk taker. I like him.
He's a risk taker.
Dude, I was in that group interview. I was telling you guys about that. Mm-hmm. The dude fucking... I don't think I told you about this group interview.
You had a group interview?
Yeah, weirdest shit ever.
Okay.
Only time I've ever been in a group interview. And like, it was a Zoom call, right?
What do you mean by group interview?
Like, a bunch of us applied for this job, and he was interviewing 6 of us at the same time.
On the same call?
Yeah.
You could have just put us in breakout rooms.
Panic stalling.
Yeah.
It's a known feature of Zoom.
So, we're in the group interview, and it's usually like chest like up, just upper half of your body. This older dude, he fucking set up his camera and he was standing up against the wall. You can see his whole body.
Nice.
Need to show him what he's working with.
And he was
He's like T-posing.
he was like yelling at the camera because he's so fucking far away. And well, no, dude, it gets better. Like, so like I'm like in like a suit and shit, right?
Okay.
And then like,
were you wearing pants or were you just wearing the suit up top?
I only wear the suit up top.
I was in my Lulu shorts.
Okay.
Yeah, but suit on
So
top.
suit up top.
Suit up top,
PJ pants or nothing down below.
And then this dude was in fucking like Adidas like track pants, like those fucking or those like sweatsuit or jogger suits. Yeah, like the jogger fucking Adidas pants and a sports polo, and I was like, what the fuck is this guy wearing? So like the way like the group interview went, like he would ask like a question, and then it would go like everyone would answer the same question. But the order in which you answered swapped every question. So it's like the first question. He goes, all right, other than family, what motivates you? And this guy's second to last, so he had time to think about this. It goes to him. He goes, looks in the camera, straight face, money and pussy. And I'm like, dude, what?
I was with him until the last half.
Dude, it's flashing between all the fucking like people on the interview. Everyone's like, oh my God, I'm sitting there trying not to laugh and shit. And then
At least he's honest.
the interviewer, he just looks, he goes, I appreciate the honesty.
There you go.
and then right after that, then the guy goes, yeah, I'm a single dad. I need to provide and I need some pussy on the side. And I'm like, dude, what? He even made that shit rhyme. I'm like, he planned that.
This guy came prepared.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, fuck.
I should have done more.
I have no rhymes in my fucking answers.
And then so after like the group interview, like he like put you into like the waiting room and then sent you a link. Then there's like more questions, like kind of like the interview questions, but like, and they would record video. You have so much time to like answer them or whatever and send that in. That was like the second part. And then he goes, all right, I'll be contacting you on if you get to the next round of interviews. I didn't get to the next round of interviews. I think that guy did.
What kind of job is this? Just like up and coming rapper like position?
No, dude, it was like a fucking.
Tell Takashi got put on.
It's a pimp internship.
No, it's to be like an insurance actuary.
Oh shit! Hey man, you got to be hungry for pussy if you're gonna do that job.
Yeah, I guess
Right?
so.
Insurance people don't have morals.
Fuck, dude, I didn't even think about that.
There you go.
That's why I didn't get to the next round interview. I mean, honestly, if that guy got to the next round and I didn't, I wouldn't be upset. Like, good for him.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Baller.
He came out guns
Baller
blazing.
status.
So.
Yeah, dude.
I did a group interview one time like that when I was in college, but we did it in person, and it was at like the International Center, and we like all sat down. It was like 6 of us, and he would ask 2 questions, and after every 2 questions, he would tell someone they were good to go home. So it like dwindled down until it was just one person. And actually, it came down to just me and one other guy, and like it was like the other guy was like super intense. Like you could tell he was like sweating a little bit. And I mean, honestly, I was too. Like I was like, oh fuck, dude, like this is kind of wild. And then he asked like the 2 questions, and we both answered, and he was like, Peter, you can leave. The guy like packed up all his shit and got out of there. And I was like, phew.
He's going to leave the call. You just see him slam his laptop.
And then I found out it was like a pyramid scheme. I was like, oh, bro, I would throw all that bullshit for nothing.
You're selling knives.
Classic, bro.
Low key, I mean, they might have even reached out to that guy still. Like, all right, he was top 2. I was top 2, but not 2. No, I'm playing.
What are you talking about? Said, fuck the big 3, nigga.
It's the big me. Oh,
All right. What's your guys' favorite Drake lyric?
favorite Drake lyric?
Yeah.
I'll have to put some thought into that.
Yeah,
one.
that feels like a pre-pod question, dog. You're gonna have us sitting here like this on camera for 5 minutes.
I'll give you mine. What you guys think? Mine is, she say I'm persuasive, but she say I'm persuasive, but girl, you can't spell that shit for real.
That's pretty. That's a solid one.
Definitely dig it.
I honestly, I mean, this long dick derogatory term ain't for the long talk.
Ooh, Elijah.
Derogatory term, bro.
Elijah, I got a proposition for you.
Okay.
So I've been
See,
wanting
I
to do
just
some
swap
karaoke,
it out with
right?
brother.
I need someone to
So
come up
rolls
with me
off
for a
the
duet,
tongue,
'cause
baby.
I can't say that N-word.
Isn't that a derogatory term
to say
too?
that part of the song for me.
I mean, maybe
If
if you're
you
not
do-
cool like that. I know I am.
Dude.
Confidence is
Okay.
key.
All right. Well,
Sick. All right, we gotta find a karaoke night now.
I'll get wild.
Wait,
on
what are you
some
guys
karaoke.
doing?
he asked me like if he did a karaoke night, would I come up there and say nigga on stage?
Just
he
that?
can't
Oh,
do it.
I thought like you're like I have a piece and you just say that and walk off. Like, okay, I get you. Every time he can't say it, you
Yeah,
fill in.
yeah.
Okay.
I said he had to do Sada Baby Digimon.
At least
Y'all are really gonna be like bobbing in and out. Like,
at least make it worth my while.
And you pop in like, holy shit, bro.
The
whole crowd's gonna be watching like a tennis match.
100. I think it's over 100 niggas in that song.
2K17's like that too, bro. 2K17, like half of the song's bars end in the N word, and some of those bars have more N words mixed in. Like,
So Elijah brought up he referenced a pretty interesting topic with the with that Kendrick bar.
oh yeah, dude.
I don't know if you guys are in on that. If you listen to the Metro Boomin Future album that dropped, and,
I haven't listened to the
I have
album yet,
not.
but that song immediately caught my eye. And then
Yeah.
I was listening to it, and I was like, "What the fuck did I just? What's going on right now, Doc?" Like I was not ready for all that. Like,
So I saw it. I usually like stay up around. I'm usually in bed around like 2 a.m.
Right.
So like it's not
pretty early.
It's not unusual for me to be up at 12 a.m. when all the songs come out on Friday night.
yeah,
And so I saw the track list, put it in my library, and I went to sleep. Then listened to it, went to sleep. That morning, Casanat had posted like a stream, and so then I didn't know about Kendrick. I didn't know about none
None of the features were listed, so
So then he didn't end on Type Shit, but like when Type Shit came on, I had to go back to work because I was working from home. It was 12 o'clock.
shit.
I watched the stream. It got to Type Shit. I had to leave. So I was like, damn, this is about to go crazy. Haven't heard about
Yeah.
Kendrick. And then I look at my phone and it's like Kendrick trending on Twitter.
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn.
Instantly, I was like, hey, I got to go back. Like,
Right.
like 5 to 10
I'm
minutes.
on
I need a break.
5 to 10 minutes. How'd
Yeah,
you
dude.
feel about it?
Well, I mean,
It's a loaded question.
Yeah. It was
Fair enough.
it was interesting to say the least. I don't know. I mean, I like it. I kind of like all the discourse going on. I mean, things are interesting. I mean, I guess I don't know. It's causing a lot of drama. There's a lot of questions I have about the whole situation. It reminds me of when Kendrick dropped Control, or well, actually when Big Sean dropped Control and Kendrick destroyed him on it. But
Poor Big Sean.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
we'll get to that next. But which is also fun. Yeah, which is also funny because Big Sean dropped his album the same night that the Metro Boomin and Future album dropped, and they're like, "Oh, bro, like, how did Kendrick fucking do that perfectly? Like, destroyed him and like fucking dropped another disc the same night Big Sean dropped, like 8 years later or whatever."
They'll probably always have that like Jay-Z Nas relationship.
Yeah,
Like if you
type
think
shit where
about
they
it,
can't stand each other type shit.
Who, Big Sean and Kendrick?
yeah,
Yeah.
like, it's like
That's
fuck
giving
you and
Big
fuck
Sean a
you.
lot of praise.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. That dynamic.
Even
That
though-
dynamic.
But
think
come on,
Nas
you
and-
can't sleep on Big Sean. Like
I think Nas and
he's
Jay
at
Barry
least like
had
an
to
8
go.
out of 10 artist. Like
What?
like
All
in that
right,
tier, you know what I mean?
All right.
I think 8 out of 10 is a little overrated.
I think that's what it-
I think
ass.
I'd put him.
Where are you gonna cap him out at?
I'm gonna
Like,
put him on my Fantano shit. I'm feeling like a
Oh, never
strong
mind. I'm
6 to a
tripping. I
light
thought your mic was
7.
upside down.
Like
I don't know.
You're good.
The thing is, because I
Wait,
really,
what did you say?
I said, I'd say like a strong 6 to a light 7 in my opinion on
Okay.
Big Sean.
I'm a little bit heavier, but
I
would
did
accept
like
that.
Big Sean a lot back in the day, and like sometimes, because I don't want to like shit all over about it, but because sometimes I feel like there's that nostalgia factor where I'm like, because I did like Finally Famous, and sometimes it's cool to go back to it, but I don't know. I feel like I haven't really loved many of his
pull up this nigga fucking catalog.
projects in the past.
His Detroit albums were good, or the mixtape and album.
Yeah, well, because he dropped one like 3 years ago or 4 years ago or something
Detroit
like
too, I'm
that.
pretty sure.
Yeah, he dropped that one, and I couldn't really name a song off of that one. But maybe I just haven't done my due diligence, really. If I'm being honest, like I don't really listen to a whole lot of them, so I'm probably not in a position to like really criticize. But I listened to a lot of Big Sean back in the day with like Finally Famous, and I don't even know the name of that album. That's got like memories and shit like that on it.
I'm at a loss on that one too. I couldn't tell you which right.
But there was the Detroit mixtape. I thought that was cool when it dropped. And then what was like Dark Sky Paradise?
Oh yeah.
Is that the name of the one? And then there's the one that dropped in like 2016 as well that had like Beware on it. I can't even think of the name of that album.
Is that the one I Don't Fuck With You is on, or is
No,
that the
that's-
album before it?
Or is Beware on Dark Sky Paradise?
No, but where's on Hall of Fame? That came out in 2013.
Which one?
Hall of Fame.
Oh,
And Beware's on it. I'm trying to think of other songs.
Oh, you're right, because that did come out. Well,
Guap.
we were in high school at the time, so that you're
early
right, that checks
though.
out.
Early high school for us.
Moolah. That's really it.
You're like, yeah, maybe he's not that sweet.
So now that I'm
feel
looking
like-
at it,
All of his albums are like listenable. They're not.
Is
why I
that
think
you
he's,
said
like,
you're
in
setting the
that
bar pretty
6-7
low.
No, like all right.
Listenable.
listenable.
I can hear it.
And then on all of each album, he has 1 or 2 like hits, like slappers.
True.
Even going back to the what's the Chris Brown bitch with him. He always got slappers.
so I can't stand albums like that though, because I hate listening to songs and feeling like they just got thrown on there. That's a big part of the reason that like I also am not a big fan of Big Sean. Because a lot of times I'm not going to listen to his whole album.
I agree.
I'm
Ever.
not the biggest fan of Big Sean.
I just feel like if you got a slapper, you're in a different tier than people without a slapper. Because
you
there's
are, right?
people who can't there's people who can't find slappers. They try and they putting out albums go unnoticed. They putting out singles going unnoticed. If you have at least one song where it's like the general population can notice that song, at least you in a different tier. And I feel like Big Sean is in that tier, but people don't want to put him in that tier.
So like Famous Dex and Big Sean are in the same tier.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I actually agree with that, but I think they're both in like a lower tier than 8.
But I think in the same
I feel like
breath,
that 7 is wide. That 7 is really fucking
I feel
wide.
like I'm giving Big Sean a generous 6.
A generous 6.
That's how I feel too.
Because look,
so I think
yeah,
7, honestly. But it's in my
I'm
mind,
saying
though,
high
like
7, light 8. Like he's
in the same like sense of what you're saying, though. It's like we could look at an artist like MF Doom, who doesn't have a single slapper in the eyes of the general public,
Okay.
but like every fucking rapper who exists today is like, oh, he's inspiring to me. Like it's like 90% of them damn near will sit there and be like, fuck MF Doom, bro. Like he's so tight, but he's like one of those legendary guys, but he's never broke out necessarily too.
I just think he's in a different tier.
then MF Doom.
You know what I mean? Like, but I'm saying like lyricists,
Like not above.
All right, that's
just
I
different.
can
lyrically, like people are in different tiers than where they are like
I can
song
get down with
as
that.
like total artistry.
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
Like, because Sean does have some great songs. I can get what you're saying there. Like, anytime I Don't Fuck With You comes on, bro, I'm fucking
If I have to hear that
screaming
song one more
dog.
fucking
Like,
time.
yeah.
You ain't gonna
I don't
do shit.
care, bro. I don't care that it's overplayed. Dog. It was overplayed years ago for me. I stopped listening to that song like 8 years ago, damn near. Like, when it was still famous. So I'm cool with it now. But,
B-boy goes kind of
Okay.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. I don't know if I use that same metric where it's like if you have a banger, you're in a different tier. Because there's people who have bangers, and I'll still say they're like a max, like 4 out of 10.
I agree with that.
Like who keeps a banger and is only a 4 out of 10?
I mean, I feel
I'm
like
not saying like one and only. Like, you know what I mean? Like Tekashi's kind of like the king of the one and
I
only.
feel like there's a lot of, like, artists who got famous off one song on TikTok who fall in that category too, who had like big hits blow up off social media. Other than that, they never would have had a hit. You know what I mean?
but
There's
that's
some guys like that.
I feel like Famous Dex is like a strong like 3 to 4 out of 10. But
I
I think he had at least more than one banger. He had Pick It Up and he had Japan, and there might even be another one that kind of got out there that I'm not really able to think of off the top of my head.
I think I'd agree with a 4, maybe a 5 for Dex. Because
Yeah.
Dex is hard to place. I feel like he almost can't go below a 5. And I'm going on Elijah's side for this one now for the same reasons he just said about Big Sean being so high ranked for him. Is like, I don't think Famous Dex can realistically land below a 4 or 5 at all just because of the popularity and fame that he had for a period of time. I guess we're ranking him currently. He could definitely be lower, but career-wise, no.
I bet you like 8 out of 10 people couldn't even tell you who the song Japan is by.
That's true.
Yeah. What do you guys feel about
Well, that
Logic?
pick it up.
Logic? I got to put respect on his name.
Much
I mean,
stronger back in the day, in my opinion.
yeah.
We just gonna disrespect Big Sean, but we gotta put respect on Logic. Come on, what the fuck are we
argument,
Logic
actually,
is at
though.
the same rating as Big Sean for me. Like, strong 6, light 7, in my opinion.
I agree.
Okay, yeah.
But-
Yeah, I will put Logic in the same category as Big
Here's the
Sean.
thing,
I think
I
that
don't fuck
7
with
is a
them.
big, like that's a big tier.
Yeah.
No, 7 is high up because, like, for me, I'm not the type of person where 7's when you start getting into good. Like, 5 is average, 6 is good, 7 is great. We're going up from there.
Yeah,
type
I
shit.
put
5 is average.
I
That's
give Big
that's how
Sean
I
and
always
Logic
viewed
a
it.
high 6.
Yeah, because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4
I
is
can get
low,
with that.
6, 7,
Yeah.
8, 9, 10 is high,
like,
and then
dude,
5
all
and
the
6
people
is
up
kind
at
of like
school,
average.
like, when I was in college,
I feel like I go up
everyone
at school.
fucked with Logic.
That's how I used
And
to
I'm
do
like,
it, and then I
dude,
kind of
this shit's
changed the way
ass.
I do it just because I thought
I
about
mean-
it. Now it's like it makes sense, but it doesn't. Do it like school. Like 7 out of 10 is a C, sure, but also 7 out of 10 is fucking 70% good.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
I agree with what Nate said too. Is like I feel like Logic, like in his early days, like he definitely had some like better shit, and then of course you can't even discount the. It's like a phone number, like the suicide song.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
That's just stuff.
yeah, exactly. And it was
Yeah.
like
I've been on
fucking.
the
It
road,
was
I'm
huge,
taking
and
my time.
he made like a shit ton of money off that. Not that really should like quantify how good you are as an artist, period. But
Nate, where did you put your mic?
Shirt,
Inside? Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
like a professional.
I guess where I was going with that is like I feel like Logic gets a lot of hate, and
They both do, realistically, though.
Yeah,
Big
and
Sean,
my-
Big
yeah,
Sean
he
and
does.
him both get clowned for the same thing, too, which is corniness. It's always been corniness that I see them getting clowned for.
I feel like Chance the Rapper fell off,
But
real
I think he's
hard.
working on a new project, by the way.
Chance fell off because he stopped doing his fucking sound. Like,
And
I hate
because
to
of that
say it.
bullshit ass album.
Well, that's a
What
big
was
part
that
of
shit
it.
called?
The Big Day.
Big Day with fucking Hot Shower
I
on it.
never turned the album on so fast in my fucking life.
Yeah,
I
dog.
listened to
I
the
never
whole-
went back to it.
I never turned it on.
I love Chance so much. I listened to the whole thing front to back, and the whole time I was just sitting there like, all right, this next one's got to be a banger. This next one's got to hit, dog.
coming, bro.
Like I know it's coming.
Okay, he's warming up.
Like I'm like 3 albums in a row straight. Like heat. Like what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I think we also like forget how short the artist's career like truly is.
That's true.
Yeah, especially for a lot of them, like we get spoiled with super big names, like fucking Drake, Wayne, even guys like fucking Thug and Uzi. Like Uzi's been around for 8 years. Future's been around for fucking 20
Since the past.
2010. He's like Future's been around for like 10, 15 years now. Like,
So,
But like outside of them, like it's like you got a
short-lived
year,
careers. Yeah,
you
yeah,
got 2 years.
yeah. And if you're not capitalizing, that time gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Like, fucking, who's a really good example in recent years? Oh, like somebody like, even though he's kind of came back and he did kind of retire, Lil Tecca or Lil Skies too are like 2 guys who are only in the game for like a year for real. They're still doing shit, but who the fuck knows about it?
Little Skies is
Not
barely
many.
doing shit.
That's what
He
I
had like a
mean, like-
feature on the Lyrical Lemonade tape, and that was
really?
like his like return. It kind of seemed like, but Lil Tecca dropped a whole ass album like 5 months ago, or
Yeah, that's why I
something
said
like
he
that.
did come back.
Or
but
like
it's
Fetty
you
Wap.
really have that
Fetty Wap, yeah, he
small
was.
range to
I listened to the last album he dropped, which is kind of funny.
I
Fetty
I
Wap's a
put
good
it on for like
example,
a
too.
song or two.
Designer's another example of that.
He was
I
also
feel
caught
like
jacking
Fetty
off on
Wap-
an airplane.
I feel
Fire.
like Fetty Wap deserves more respect than he gets.
I agree.
Like that year was his. Like almost like in the
100%.
Life
Low
Cup.
key, I
is
feel
a
like he's
rookie.
well respected, but I feel like he just fell off, and it's unfortunate.
I don't
I feel like it goes
think
both
about
ways.
like. Oh, go ahead.
Because it's like there are the people who are like us who would say like, oh yeah, like that was his year, he came in as a rookie, like all this shit. And we also have the nostalgia factor. But then there are also the people who just think that he sucks, and I can't necessarily blame him for it, but I'm also like, look at these bangers though, dog. Like
You can't be in a bad mood while Trap Queen is playing.
That is
Like,
true.
you
that's why I
can't.
say I'm like, look at the bangers though. Like,
I remember when that shit came out when we were in high school. I was like, damn, this is crazy.
I feel like I was going. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. If you're gonna go on the Fetty Wap thing, you keep going.
So like, your Pop Smoke when he was on his run, I was like, man, bro, like this could be like the next 50 type shit. Like he's one of them ones. Like he had a couple like special songs, and if he kept up at that pace, God can like no one knows where he could
Yeah,
be.
he was number one with his
I
first
feel like
album,
we don't
right?
give that same like viewpoint for Fetty Wap because he fell off, but it's like he was at that same point where it was like,
He was.
man,
Yeah.
bro, like if he dropped another album like this and then one even better, like
Yeah. Right.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
and I agree because I actually like I do like I like Fetty Wap. I don't like the music he's dropped kind of since that whole era, but like I 100% agree. Like I do respect Fetty Wap, and especially like his whole like mindset of like he was like putting the team on and like paying for like all these fucking people in his circle and I don't know,
Yeah.
his hood, his group, whatever, to like, you know, basically be eaten, and you know, obviously it probably affected him financially maybe one way or another, and I think he's in jail now too for
Yeah,
free
trafficking.
Fetty Wap.
Yeah, free Fetty Wap. Yep.
He always seemed like a generally positive guy too. I mean,
on a new CeeLo Green.
you can
album.
never fucking know.
Wow.
Might go hard.
Yeah, dude. Forget you.
But waiting on it is
With the
crazy.
clean
No,
version.
I know.
Waiting on it like any day now.
Checking Spotify every
You know what
Friday.
I mean?
Like,
Joe's like in his replies on Twitter, he's like, "Hey man, when's that next album coming?" He's like, "Bro, I'm retired."
He
When's
actually,
Gnarls Barkley
dropped a
coming back?
song in 2023.
oh no shit.
Was it good?
I don't know.
How many
I don't know.
Some fan you are.
Patiently awaiting the new album. Doesn't know how good the newest song is.
It's Is it CeeLo Green?
Yeah. With Scotty Atlanta and K-Camp.
Okay,
Camp's on it. Holy shit, that's a throwback right there. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
He's making club music now.
I don't like the.
All right, I'm gonna go like skip.
Whatever you call it.
All right.
CeeLo Green going hard. Just kidding. No, it's not CeeLo
The
Green.
beat goes insane.
I want to hear CeeLo Green's bars.
Does he have bars or does he just sing?
Maybe he just made the beat.
It's possible.
Interesting. Wasn't it like Roscoe Dash who dropped like a 70-song album a couple years ago?
I don't recall, but it's very likely.
That would be crazy.
What song that came out was like, when you guys heard it, like they were like, this is the craziest like run for like a release.
Like,
Wait, what
do you
song
mean?
or like what
Yeah.
like multiple songs? Like what are we talking
No,
about?
like what song? Like what song came out and you're like, damn, this is crazy. Like
It's just still going at the top of the charts
Like,
type
what
deal.
song
maybe
was a
not
banger?
today. Like so for me,
Beat It by Michael Jackson.
Shit goes hard.
the one song that like I was like, fuck, dude, that was like crazy when it came out. When T Grizzly, when he dropped First Day Out and
Yeah.
it blew up, like that week,
Oh yeah,
everyone was banging that bit.
And
That's a good example.
LeBron was banging that bitch. Dude.
Yeah,
I
he
remember
was.
being at Jalen Martin's and hotboxing that tent, and his neighbors called the police because we were being too loud, and motherfuckers were in the tent just going crazy,
Shaking the tent?
Like,
Drop First
Full
Day Out.
government.
That shit was around the same time too, because I remember that song came out, and that was also when Sada Baby was like really starting to blow up too, because we were
Yeah.
always listening to Stacy back then when that song dropped.
yeah.
I feel like. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like you might be on the same way.
No, you go first.
Being in East Lansing when that song was out was like historical.
Yeah.
And I feel like we don't think about it like that.
Right, that was awesome. Like I was like in the dorm across the street from Hubbard. I was like, hell yeah!
Everyone played it. It still gets so much love today, but like being there when that song like started to blow up was historic.
Yeah, and then like that week that it dropped, like going to like a party and it's fucking playing at the party. And you're like, hell yeah, bro! Like, they don't even play any fucking like drill music at the parties. Like, oh, everybody's changing their tune now.
Yeah.
Because then after that, niggas was more accepting of like rap and shit.
That's true.
But like before that, like East Lansing was very like frat boy, white shit. Like we playing.
Well, that's also around the time where rap overtook rock as the #1 genre in America, perhaps in the globe, but I'm not certain on that at all. But for sure in America, around like 2015, 16, rap took over rock for the first time ever and hasn't looked back. And it's still the #1 genre in the country.
Around that time when First Day Out dropped, I was at a party and this kid put on a Dog by All Star JR, and I was like, yo, you know this song? He was like, dude, I fucking love All Star Junior. And I was like, All Star Junior? I was like, do you?
It's crazy too, because T Grizzly from with them before all that shit happened.
Yeah.
He was All-Star Grizz or whatever.
All-Star T.
Yeah.
All Stars ball hard.
All Star Bar, yep.
Another song that like blew up in like college parties, at least at Grand Valley. I'm pretty sure it probably did in East Lansing too. Remember when like Mo Bamba came out?
Oh yeah.
That first like month or two of it was insane. Like I
I
remember.
go,
It was actually kind of wild because like when it was still like on its like hype, like after it came out. I went to the Astro World Tour in Chicago, and Check West opened up for fucking Travis Scott.
That's cool.
There, and it fucking went insane. Like I remember it was going crazy, and I was on some mushrooms. I'm like, what's going on?
Joe, like, they're talking to me. Around that same time too was when Sicko Mode came out, and it was like every party, like
Yeah,
those
dude.
two songs were going crazy.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Mo Bamba is such a funny story too, because he made the song in support of his friend Mo Bamba.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
remember correctly, it was before he even got drafted too.
I think he was in college.
Helped his, helped his draft stock even.
That's crazy. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Did you guys ever see the music video for it?
I actually don't know if I have. I
funny.
feel like I had to.
Isn't
see
that on
it,
all
but-
black and white, if I'm not mistaken?
He's going around in a little fucking like electric scooter because he has like a broken foot or something.
Oh yeah, he's got the fucking big like fucking boot on.
I know what
and
you're
shit.
talking about now. It's that is familiar. I know you guys mentioned, I believe, that you didn't listen to the newest Kanye album, but
No.
speaking of Sheck West, the song Carnival, he was saying that
did hear
Kanye
that.
totally bit his sound for that song. I'm off Mo Bamba, kind of the background, then fucking it was bro, didn't even check in with me, didn't even pay me no respect, blah blah blah. I mean, I see where he's coming from because you listen to the song, it really does sound like it. I was like,
Sheck West don't own that beat.
yeah, on that rhythm,
own that fucking beat.
Yeah,
he didn't make the beat. He didn't. He bought the beat probably off of YouTube. You have no right to be like.
Well,
and then we're talking about Kanye.
Well, it's not the beat though. It's the rhythm that he was singing in. But I can't think of the exact beat off the top of my head. It might be in sync with the beat.
Even then, if you can't pull an exact clip of a beat or something like that, or if they're stealing your shit word for word, if they're not doing that, then they don't have much of a case.
There's a reason he called them out on social media and not in a courtroom.
It's like the videos you can find, or people who are really good with music will literally sit there with a guitar, play 4 chords, and then they'll sing 20 different songs while never changing what they're playing on the guitar, and it fully sounds like all of the songs.
Interesting.
So it's one of those things where music gets too complex at a certain point to make those claims even.
Kind of like the ABCs and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Yeah, stuff like that. Literally, it's a lot of I don't fucking know. That's even real. But
I just take it back really quickly. Run this shit back.
I can sit here and think about it, but
one music video I thought was really funny was the Panda music video. Out of nowhere, Kanye's not even on the song. Out of nowhere, though, there's just Kanye fucking whipping a car and doing donuts and shit.
Well, it's because he made Designer famous. He was on Good Music when he dropped that.
Oh,
and he was originally the guy at the start of The Life of Pablo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on a couple of those Life of Pablo songs, and there's the Panda Part 2. I don't know what it's called on the album.
What's the one, the main one that he's on?
Hands.
Yeah, Father Stretch My Hands Part 1. Beautiful morning, you're the son of my mother.
Okay, that makes sense. Cause I was sitting there, I'll just sit there and watch music videos for hours when I'm tripping.
Oh, yeah.
And I was sitting there, I'm like, dude,
Great
what
way
the fuck
to
is
spend a
Kanye doing
trip,
there?
dog.
Kanye doing.
Wait, how do those two know each other?
There's a lot of music videos that are dope, that they have scenes like that too. One of my favorite of all time is International Players Anthem, because that music video has so many star rappers in it. Because the whole music video theme is Andre 3K's getting married. So all the pews are filled with huge name rappers in the video, and it's dope that they all came together for the music video and shit. Also, that song slaps really hard.
I never enjoyed that song while tripping, but I feel like
It's a good one, bro. I love that song in general, bro. The song is so good.
Elijah, how's your chess career going?
I just hit 700.
Really?
That was my goal
Elo.
going into last year, and I was at 690 something, and then I just went on a losing streak. And so then I just stopped playing for a while. I went sulked for a second, but
Came back better.
2 weeks ago, I got to the Elite Cup.
I hate this nigga. What's your elo?
I've been in high 300s. I got up to 450. Then I went on a losing streak. Now I'm building it back up.
I got faith in you.
My cousin's got 700 fucking elo on that shit too, bro.
You trying to play me in chess one of these days?
Probably.
Alright.
I'll fuck you up. I'm not hiding.
That 700 elo. Fucking front and center, baby.
when I first started off, most of my wins, because I'll play late at night. So I'm playing Indian kids and shit, and they're really fucking good. They know the strategies, but where I excel was I can make I didn't know the strategies to the T. Well, I didn't really know the strategies at all. I have basic chess knowledge. So I was okay, I can make a very decent move very fast, and they would sit there and think forever and make a perfect move. And then eventually, though, towards the end of the game, then they would start fucking up because they'd only have 2 minutes left, and I got 8 minutes left. And I would just make the comeback, and I just start smoking them.
I do play pretty quick. I feel like I know how you play based off of how impulsive you are.
Like a dickhead.
I don't know. I've actually started watching videos and stuff and learn strategy. So I kind of
You getting good?
Yeah. I'd be using that Trojan horse technique or whatever a lot.
What you mean?
So like if they're like in like
What
when
you mean by that?
when they castle up and they got like the rook right there and they got the king in there, then like I have like my 2 bishops right there. I'll swing one of my bishops, sacrifice my bishop, but then I'll work my horse up or my knight up, and I'll protect him with like a pawn. So then the king can't take it because he'll be put into check, and then it pins 2 pieces together. Then I end up getting a rook real quick or a queen. Because they do something stupid.
So if there's a Trojan horse offense, is there a Trojan condom defense?
Gotta stay protected.
I didn't
Always protected.
I just learned like fucking like 2 weeks ago that the Trojan horse thing actually didn't happen.
What you mean?
They were capping.
It was a story.
That whole story is fake.
No, it was in a story. It was in a story. It wasn't like an
they-
actual thing.
The story that we all know isn't real, but it did happen during the fucking war for like Troy or whatever the fuck it was.
Well, they don't even know.
When they were fighting over that one bitch, I forget her name.
They don't even know if that war happened.
Are you talking about Cleopatra?
No,
I don't know timeline, so like
no,
anything
it's some like
historical.
Greek bitch. Like basically, like the Spartans were invading Troy because the guy who led Sparta had a claim to the throne, and he was gonna marry her to secure his claim to the throne, and that's why he led the war on Troy. Because the woman they fought that war over for sure was a real person.
So, archaeological evidence shows that Troy was indeed burned down, but the wooden horse is an imaginative fable.
I know the like I said, the massive wooden horse thing is bullshit. Like they never loaded people into a big horse or anything. But if I'm not mistaken, they did give them gifts to let their guard down. It just wasn't the fantastical story that we know.
Yeah, no, they had like
That's crazy.
they would have like siege engines, and they like cloth them up with like damp horse hides to stop them from being set on fire, and that's where that comes from.
Interesting.
So yeah, it was like basically their battering ram. They would put wet horse hides on it so they couldn't light them on fire, so they would still be able to get through and ram down the gate.
It's probably one of those things where the story gets told so many times that parts of it just start to become one part of the story.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, they showed up with gifts, and then they showed up with their fucking Trojan horses. And then it becomes, oh, they showed up with the Trojan horse as a gift. Like,
And plot twist, there were 12 dudes inside.
and they fucked everything up, dude.
Burnt the whole shit down. You should have been.
I'm trying to remember the one historical figure that Salmonella covered at one time in a video, but they were like doing a war, and their navy was super weak in comparison to like the other enemy navy. So I forget exactly what they did, but they tied, or no, I think it was actually, I'm thinking of 2 different stories. I'm mixing them up. But long story short, the leader told their people to go into town and have like all the people give them like the birds from like their roofs and shit, like all the nests, whatever. This bitch takes all the birds that she could get from town, like her soldiers collect them, and then she ties fucking kindling to their feet and light it on fire and lets them go so they fly back to the nests that the people got off their own fucking house. And so literally the entire town fucking burnt down off that.
That's wild.
That is kind of wild.
Some mastermind shit.
Dude,
For real,
that's literally insane. Like, what the fuck, dude? How do you even think of that? Like,
Dude.
Get the birds. That's like, that's what inspired Mike Tyson.
Y'all better not
pigeons and shit.
now kids.
They better not piss me off. I'm gonna fucking ruin a whole city like that one of these days.
Just hoarding birds at the crib, just waiting for someone to make a wrong move. Like, send the pigeons.
My floors are covered in bird shit, but it'll be worth it one day.
One of these days.
When their city is covered in ash. Or diminished to ash, rather.
Oh man, that's some good shit.
So, I don't mean to bounce back to a topic we already covered, but I was thinking about this when we were talking about like albums and kind of like rating artists and whatnot. I guess this one question kind of leads into it, and there's a little bit of a follow-up question, which is the main question. But,
Okay.
So first, to
Main
preface
course.
it, are there any albums that you, off the top of your head, would consider like a 10 out of 10, like almost like a perfect album?
I could think of multiple.
Oh, okay.
I could think of multiple. I mean, 2 by Kendrick Lamar immediately. You got
Like
Dan,
To Pimp a
Good Kid,
Butterfly
yeah.
and Good Kid. Okay,
Good
that-
Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly.
I respect both of those.
Mad Villainy by MF Doom I'd put up there.
That's a really good one, yeah.
what we were talking about on the way here, but the recent album from Black Thought and Danger Mouse, Cheat Codes, I think is
great.
a 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
personally.
I don't hate any of those answers.
Acid Rain 2, 10 out of 10 in my opinion.
Acid Rap?
Or yeah, Acid Rap 2. Or fucking...
It's Acid Rap, but it's
the
kind of
second
like Chance
in the
2,
fucking... Yeah,
basically.
it's got the 2 under it, so I always fucking do that in my brain. There's more I could think of. Like, Forest Hills Drive.
Oh, okay.
I
like Forest Hills Drive.
I'm an average J. Cole hater.
10?
I don't know if I put it at 10
that's
either.
more like rose-tinted nostalgia goggles for me.
Rose-tinted nostalgia goggles.
You feel me? Like,
I like that.
but to me, like that, when I first heard it, and the fact that it was platinum, no features, like all that shit. And I mean, J. Cole fans were so fucking annoying back then, dog. They were so fucking annoying back then, but that album was sweet.
That was probably, I haven't really gone back and given it a good listen in recent time, but I think like for a while that was definitely like my favorite J. Cole album.
Yeah, it's got a lot of great songs on it.
I'd have to go back and kind of see if my opinion kind of stands on that, but I don't hate any of those answers. I think that'd be the most controversial take of the ones that you listed.
It might be,
feel
but
like-
for some people, they're gonna look at me and go, "Yeah."
Yeah. No, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people backing you on that, and a lot of people kind of,
Like I said, it's
coming through your
also.
head.
I know for some people it's tough too, because like I said, back then, J. Cole fans were the most annoying fucking fans around, dog. They literally be talking about you just need a higher level of intelligence to understand what he's saying. And I'd be looking at all these kids in high school like, I'm fucking smarter than you. You don't get to say that to me. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
I'm smarter than you.
like, literally, like, I'm sure you probably felt the same way with some of those kids. Like, man, I'm smarter than you. Like, I don't need a higher sense of intelligence to understand this because mine is already higher. Like, what are you talking about?
You just don't get it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have calculator math to get to.
Yeah, right? Like,
Calculator.
And
that's what you had to take your
it
senior
wasn't
year.
like the advanced calculator math where you're like doing the graphing calculators. Not to say that's extremely advanced either. But
Yeah.
it was like the regular calculators that don't have actual graphing on it.
It was
Funny-
either there in that or astronomy.
Well, funny side story too. Before they had calculator math, because my father took this class, they had business math, which is basically like the same thing, but just because calculators weren't graphing calculators back then.
Yeah.
So it was basically just like crunching large numbers the whole time. Like, that's it.
Plug this into you.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, I took it my senior year and it was the easiest math class I took in my entire life. He was like, I thought it should have been the hardest, but.
I think my top album, every song's a banger. The Billy Joel Piano Man album.
I mean, that's a 10 out of
19
10 too. If we're
10
working
out of
our way
10.
out of the rap area, there's even more.
1973, still a banger to this day. You got fucking Piano Man on there. You got Captain Jack. You got the Ballad of Billy the Kid. Fucking all types of bangers on there.
What's the one
That's
Vienna's on? Because that's also a banger of an album.
Oh, that's
a
The
good song.
Stranger.
Yeah, The Stranger. Yep, that is probably, in my opinion, better than Piano Man.
There's Vienna. There's Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. That one's a
Yeah,
banger.
that one's great.
Moving Out.
Oh, that's my favorite Billy Joel song too.
Really?
A little bit of bias coming into why I love that album, but
Okay.
it's just a vibe to me, dog.
There's She's Always a Woman. That's on there.
That's a great one.
We were just listening to that on the way here.
Yup.
Yeah, no, those are definitely, in my opinion, the top 2 Billy Joel albums, though.
Easily. I mean, if you ask anybody, it's probably going to be their answers regardless, unless they have some type of special connection to another one.
Yeah. I think Billy Joel songs, if I'm, depending on how drunk and how frisky I'm feeling, if I'm doing karaoke, Piano
Drunk
Man.
and or frisky.
Piano Man's one of my go-to karaoke songs. It's not going to be good, but as opposed to, like, I have other songs I'm like, okay, that's at least, like, decent, I can pass, but
You're a tryhard if
Elton
you're good
John.
at karaoke.
Elton
What?
John's
I said-
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road might be 10 out of 10 too.
Anyone who's good at karaoke is just a tryhard. You're
Dude,
supposed to be bad.
I went to karaoke one time, like one of the, like, bars, like, or, like, little pubs right by, like, Grand Valley. They had a karaoke night every week, and one of my friends and I, we went. we were sitting there, and like I was like, all right, I put my name up. I was like, all right, I'm about to go kill this song, like fucking around. And then, but then every person that went up, like sometimes like you get that one person that's like really good. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't gotta follow up that, so I'm good. Like, there's someone ass is gonna go up there. Every person who went up there was just phenomenal. I'm like, fuck, dude. What the fuck? I was like, and then I looked over and I saw someone's shirt, and the fucking Grand Valley Choir was there. I'm like, God damn it!
Oh god.
You guys suck the fuck out of everything.
I was gonna say, last time I did karaoke, everybody who went up was decent, which was a shock to me because it was actually like every single song was decent except for one that night, where these two drunk chicks went up and absolutely
Besides the one that I did.
fucking bombed, bro. No, the one I did, I lit the place up. Not to toot my own horn, but like fucking, I had the DJ dapping me up and shit. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, because I did "Don't Stop Believing." I was belting out, dog.
My best. I told you guys this when we went to Chicago.
Yeah.
My best like karaoke song, like that'll sound the best. It's just because they have a wonky voice. Is "Basket Case" by Green Day.
That's a great karaoke song.
Yeah,
that's an awesome pick.
I did that one in
good song in general.
Yeah, no, there was another time I went to karaoke and like everyone was just, it was like fucking American Idol up there. They were fucking going crazy. I was like, dude, what the fuck? It was, I was in Columbus, and I was like, fuck, okay. So I was like, I gotta pull out the big guns, and I did that song. Everyone went crazy for it. I was like, hell yeah.
I feel like I don't know this song.
Basket Case. It's a
little karaoke. Someone give us a little sample.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe. Take it away.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine? That song?
About anything and everything all at once.
Yeah, you probably gotta hear it to know it. But
I'm trying to think of all the Green Day songs I know.
it's like an older one too.
You have the time to listen to me
I don't
whine.
know.
Oh, you gotta go home and do your due diligence
On Green Day?
on this song at least.
Green Day is full
On
of
this
fucking
album.
slappers.
Dookie on Green Day. Come back to the next podcast in a Green Day t-shirt. You got like the.
You sold me, boy.
I want you to have the Jimmy Butler
I was
haircut,
just
too.
gonna say that. Yeah.
Wait, what?
The one from last year?
No,
And
his
he-
headshot for this year.
Yeah.
No, are you talking about his Karen cut this year?
Yeah.
And he was just.
Oh, I think they might not have used that.
And
No, they
he,
did.
he
Oh, they
puts
did
up-
use the Karen
Yeah,
cut this
when
year?
I'm watching games, it pops
I thought
up
you meant
with, like, the
his,
piercing.
the way he did his dreads last year for the
That's
first
what I
year.
was thinking.
Yeah, there's like super fucking thick dreads down the side.
He
Like,
just did a music video for Fall Out Boy too, where he has the same exact look going on in
Oh,
the
really?
music video.
Look,
Yeah,
he went to go
he's-
take his headshot for the season like this.
yeah.
I thought you were talking about this one.
No.
Oh yeah, he said
Regular
that.
Jimmy
Yeah, that's
Butler.
even funnier to think about though. Show up in a Green Day shirt with the black emo cut, like dog.
Like, whenever like he'll score a basket, this is the picture that pops up for him now.
my
That shit
best
is so
friend's
great.
black, the black friend.
It's okay.
He gave me the Edward pass. Dude, can I get that like on Apple Pay so I could just use it anywhere?
Pull up your phone, like the cards there.
That's crazy.
So like, don't worry, it's my lock screen. I always have it ready.
With how much I use that,
Skip away.
with how much I let it rip, I gotta have it on standby at all times.
Because I even got a laminated one just in case I lose my phone.
I got a physical, a digital, and I got it tattooed.
Having a tattoo, I feel like we get in there like with the implants and shit.
You're probably, you're probably
Tattoo
right.
Edward pass, you just say it, and like it's like an acceptance beep. But then like a different white guy says it, it's like, and everybody's like, "What's up, dude?"
Just get jumped.
I got it in the same place. My girl's got her IUD. Like, don't worry, babe. I feel your pain.
Oh man.
So, on that note, do you have any 10 out of 10 albums that came to mind when I asked you that question?
10 out of 10.
Or maybe not. Yeah, I guess
Let's do Dark Side of the Moon.
that's
That's a
like
great
one of the only ones I
option.
can really think that come to mind for me too.
I went straight rap, bro. I really could have branched out and didn't.
Oh yeah.
I'll do my My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is a 10 out of 10.
Only albums that have the word dark in it. Dark Sky Paradise.
I'm running the big. No, I'm just fucking.
every Big Sean album.
10 out of 10 albums. Of course, T-Pab.
The Lady
Yeah.
Killer by CeeLo Green.
Stop. SZA's album. SOS.
The new one? Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
one
That's a 10 out of
hits, bro.
10.
My sister has it on vinyl. Yeah, she has a record player too, so.
So she's not just corny.
Yeah.
She's not just a poser.
She's not just a. I think. Not. What is it? Drip Season 3 by Gunna.
Oh, yeah, that's a banger.
I
That's a
think
pretty
10 out of 10
controversial
is crazy for that,
Yeah.
but I can see it.
I agree. I think 10 out of 10, that is a wild statement, but I don't hate it.
I'm not
You know?
blind to the idea of
The
that being
reason
a 10
I
out
think
of
it's
10.
a 10 out of 10 is because one day I went to the gym and the nigga just played that song, played the album top to bottom, and there was not one skip.
He got fired after that, but
No, sometimes they be on the point or like playing shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't. But that album, top to bottom, at the gym is like top tier. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
no.
top tier gym.
I listened to that
energy.
album recently. It does go crazy.
Like what, bro?
Yeah. No, there's so many bangers off that album.
Sorry.
So for you guys to, I guess I've basically got the point across. So now my main question is for you guys to consider an album to be a 10 out of 10. Are there allowed to be any skips on the album?
No.
Yes,
2.
but it's
Two
very.
skips per album?
It depends on how many songs
I'd
are on the
agree with
album.
Elijah there, where it's
That's-
like 2
If it's like a
skips.
9 or 10 song album and I got to skip 2 of them, that's 20% of the album.
That's
That's a great
That's
point.
like a
fair
that's like a
point.
B to A tier album. That's not an S tier album.
If we're talking your typical 15 to 20 song album, I think 2 skips is definitely.
Okay, yeah, if it's
You're just stealing Elijah's answer.
acceptable.
No, I'm playing.
I think
No, like I
I'm
totally
just
agree
fucking with
with him there. Like 2 skips is a great number to say because realistically, no album is gonna be perfect. There are the rare cases where it might be top to bottom for you, but realistically, there's some nuance going on.
I feel like it might be higher than 2. I'm trying to think.
It can be. Like, in my opinion, I probably skipped like 3 or 4 songs on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but I would agree that's easily a 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 album.
another like close 10 out of 10 album for me, Heroes and Villains.
My controversial take is I'm not a big fan of that album.
I'd say I'm a fan of the album, but I think a 10 out of 10 is a crazy stretch.
That's what I was thinking.
No, that's fair. Okay, more.
Let me look at
I
that.
will,
Now
I will
looking at-
say 10 out of 10 intro on that album, bro. Fucking
Yeah.
On Time into fucking Superhero is so fucking hard, bro.
Except for Chris Brown's part, I skipped that part.
Well, yeah, but that's why I say In Time going into that song where like the whole song In Time is like he retired, but he's coming back and like it follows the hero theme of like, oh, I'm going to be back in time to save you all. And then it cuts into the fucking Homelander shit right after Morgan Freeman hits you with the if Young Metro don't trust you. That shit goes so fucking hard, bro.
That is pretty cool. I don't think I ever really. So I didn't like the album very much the first couple times I listened to it, and for that reason, I've kind of neglected it since then. So I really do owe it another like fair shot, probably a couple more listens. And I never have really considered the whole like concept like aspect of it because that's
Yeah.
definitely something big to consider too.
And that's why, in particular, that intro on the album, like those first 2 songs that roll into each other and all that shit, is one of the best intros of an album I've ever heard in my life, in my opinion. Like, some albums have come in hot, but that one came in hot, strong. It followed a theme. It followed multiple themes, even. Like I said, it followed the theme of his previous retirement and coming back. Heroes try and come in, save the day. So it's like, there's a lot going on in just those 2 songs. Also, the Morgan Freeman bit and the Homelander bit just go hard.
Yeah.
Period. Like, that's all
Morgan
there
Freeman
is
on
to
the album is automatic banger.
it. Facts.
I think that album is very like segmented because of
I can
the
agree
like
to that, too.
conceptually. Because for me, what is it? Metro Spider into Can't Save You into what's that? It's not Cinderella. What is it? With The Weeknd?
I think it might be Cinderella, but I'm not sure.
The one
Creepin'.
Oh,
with 21
Creepin'. That
Savage.
threes. Woo! You know what I mean? So I think the album
That
is
is
very
a-
segmented. I never like really took the intro like. I never thought about it like in that way, so I might have
Yeah.
to go back and revisit it.
That's
but
one
now that
thing.
you
One thing I really love to pay attention to for in albums is that right there, when songs roll into each other, even if it's vaguely noticeable. But it's also the reason why I love fucking Dark Side of the Moon. Even like half the songs roll into each other, if not the entire album.
You'll listen to 3 songs. You're like, this is a long ass song, and you're like, wait, I'm 4 songs further down.
Like, I thought this was just beat switches.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? But it's like, I love when stuff like that happens, or ones that are less noticeable. Like at the end of Tyler's Igor album, the note that plays at the end of the album rolls directly into the starting song of the album. Igor is also a 10 out of 10 to me. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
I do like Igor a lot.
Yeah, but Igor is a whole album with the concepts, and then him getting with somebody who's already with somebody. They can't be together. The last song is Can We Be Friends? They were already friends when this all started, and then the last note of the album loops into the start of the album. So it's basically like a constant, never-ending cycle.
That's crazy.
That's really interesting.
I never even realized that. I listen to that album a lot.
He almost Kendrick shit.
I love that album, bro. I get deep into it when I'm listening to albums. That's why I don't listen to as many as I probably could, because I'll listen to them at least once, if not twice through in a single sitting, just to pick up on shit. Because I love those little details. I live for them.
I always wonder if like the artist feels the same way about an album that I do. I feel like that concept like constantly reoccurs in my music life.
I feel like it might be like writers, where they'll like, you ask any writer like if they like their books, and they'll be like, no, every time I read one of my books, I'd be like, I'd change this, and this, I'd change this. Like,
yeah, I guess now that I think about it, is like when I do listen to like Good Kid, Mad City, or like To Pimp a Butterfly, it's like I could, these didn't even come to mind earlier when I asked the question, but like I don't skip any of the songs when I listen to those albums.
There's some albums like that too, where songs can definitely be considered skips, but you won't, because you're here for the album.
Yeah, and like part of it is like that like concept as a whole and the way everything plays into each other. So.
Exactly, where it's like I feel like there's a lot of 10 out of 10s with skips that you just don't skip anyway, because it's a 10 out of 10 album. Like there's no denying the whole thing. Like,
oh, Elijah. So last time you were on, we were talking about Neuralink, right?
Yeah.
Did you see that they actually put it in a person? Finally,
I think so.
As a paralyzed dude, and they put it into his brain, and he was sitting there playing chess on the fucking computer. He was just laying there just playing chess, and then he stayed up the whole entire night because he could use the computer and played a game of Civ 6.
Yeah, the first time.
What do you mean Sim 6?
Civilization.
Oh, I was like, it's only Sims 4.
He's like, where have I been?
Like, I need a Neuralink now if I can play Sim 6.
Yeah, right?
Put it in.
I think it's even funnier, too, because it's the first time they left him unattended since the surgery, because they were like 24/7 with him to make sure he was cool. First time they leave him completely unattended, he's like, I'm about to boot up Sim 6, dog. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, I guess if I was paralyzed, I don't know. If I was like a fully functional person, I'd be watching so much porn in my head. But if I was like paralyzed, like,
but if you can't even grab it, like,
dude, yeah, if I can't whack myself off, then I don't think I want to watch porn.
It's like, you definitely can't call a nurse for that. This ain't the 50s.
Well, if you're paralyzed, does your dick get hard?
It depends. It depends on the type of paralysis.
True. If you're like paralyzed from the waist down, I don't think you're gonna.
Well, his whole body.
Oh, I guess because it depends on like blood flow and shit like that. Too. You still get that.
Some of them can still feel it. Like it really depends on the paralysis, because it's super weird how all the nerves go down in our body. I was reading something on literally this, like if fucking disabled people can fucking feel sex and shit, because I was on Reddit and that's where I ended up. But fucking basically like a bunch of disabled people in the comments just kept saying like it really depends, because like you could be paralyzed from the neck down and still feel sex somehow.
Right.
There are people who are paralyzed from the waist down who can't do it. There's people who are only paralyzed in like the one side and they can't do it. Like,
true. That makes sense too, because I understand like a lot of like like paralysis like that can be due to like a back injury, which if you think about it would probably have nothing to do with like your dick.
And it can, just because all your nerves flow through there, which is why it's so complicated, because your spinal cord is literally where all the nerves of your body flow through, except the ones in your brain.
So I found out it's your spinal cord just has to be completely intact.
Oh, so I was totally wrong.
This dude was like reading a thing on, or was writing a response on Quora, and he goes, I'm a complete paraplegic. He goes, and I cannot achieve an erection without mechanical or medicinal help.
Interesting.
Mechanical, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Isn't that
mechanical.
just getting jacked off?
Yeah, I feel like
Gotta buy a
that's what it is
flashlight.
at that point.
Just getting jacked off.
Because I mean, that is mechanical motion. Like we're talking physics here. Like it's mechanical motion.
He's
dog.
like, I need a mechanic stat.
Oh.
AKA a prostitute.
Pliers and a screwdriver. He's like, not this shit again.
This guy again. He's like, all right, let me get my other tools.
He does the doctor slap.
Oh man! Apparently, he says, and usually then it is a very limited erection. Sometimes only stays erect for a few seconds to a minute. Dude, I'd be so pissed.
He's like,
Since I cannot feel below my waist, I have no sensation in my penis. To touch or stimulation doesn't arouse me.
damn, so like half chub at best.
I have talked to other paralyzed men who can still get erections, have feeling, and even ejaculate and have kids. All depends on the seriousness and completeness of the injury.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's why I
dude.
say it's like super complicated because all your nerves run down there. So
Yeah.
it just depends.
I don't know what I'd do because like my weekly release, like that's that's what gets me through the week. I know
weekly release, dog.
I know every
You're on a different type of time than I am, but hey, dog.
I know every Friday I get to relax and bust a nut out, and like that's what gets me through the hard weeks.
He's got it set up, bro. He's
Like-
got candles just for the moment.
Like,
With
if
the
I-
A bag of dry rose petals by the
Well,
bed.
the candles have essential oils in them.
Yes,
He
where-
just gets sensual.
Yeah.
It's like, if I can't crank my hog, I'm just going to end it all.
Bro's got fucking eucalyptus in the candles for euphoria. Like,
Yeah, it's like I think it's like eucalyptus and teak wood and mahogany.
Oh, mahogany teakwood candles go crazy.
Yeah.
Would you watch porn if you couldn't jack off?
No.
I feel like that's what I've been struggling with.
You just watch it for the plot.
Sometimes they do be lit, you know what I mean?
Like, so did he fix her sink?
It never. Did she ever fucking pay him?
So did their parents find out what they did, even though they're stepbrother and sister? She was doing it under the dinner table, for Christ's sake.
The only porno I was telling you guys about this one earlier. The only porno I've ever
at
watched for the
Thanksgiving.
plot is lemon stealing whores.
stealing whores.
Wait, I thought you said it was lemon sucking horse.
No, lemon stealing.
Lemon
Oh,
stealing.
that's why I thought it was an old
Yeah.
people porno. 'Cause I
Yeah.
was like, lemon sucking sounds like some
No,
fucking
stealing.
gross shit that I'm not into, dog.
Yeah.
Why is she stealing lemons?
She stole some lemons off this old dude's lemon tree, and then she had to pay him back.
So it was an old dude. God damn it. God damn it, dude. I know. I'm like, no. Who is it or isn't it a
He was pretty pissed because he wanted to make some lemonade.
That's the only porn you watch?
No, for the plot.
Oh,
No, for the plot.
I thought you were saying like you just.
No,
keep going
dude.
back
It's
to
old
that.
reliable. He's like, I can't switch up, man.
It's like, I'm not
Watching it
speaking,
for the past 6 years.
I'm not speaking from experience, but I have heard that like them old VHS pornos be having some mean plot.
Dude, my
bro.
grandpa had one of those. He had a disc. It wasn't
shit.
VHS, it was a disc, and like I took that boy a couple times. It was pretty fire.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause it's
fire sexual content or fire plot?
Both.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was gonna say back
it was
then,
a movie. It was an actual movie.
Yeah, because back then it was literally adult films.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
wasn't just, oh, this is a fucking
like,
porno
those-
made real
You
quick
can pick
for
one of the bitches
internet,
up at
like-
Family Video. Sorry.
Yeah,
to cut
literally,
you
you're
off.
I
right.
can tell you that those bitches can act.
I was gonna say, especially back then, I feel like a good chunk of them were failed actors in California who like needed money type shit. So
Those sketchy directors weren't lying when they said this is going to catapult your career.
literally,
Yeah. No, the issue with the disc though is because like when I was in high school, my grandpa's like fucking DVD player broke, so he used to use my Xbox. And then I came home one day from school, and like that bitch was still in there. I was like, "Oh hell no!" I was like, "This motherfucker," because my Xbox was in my room.
Your grandpa was jerking it in your bedroom.
Yeah, dude.
That was so fucking nasty.
I was so pissed when I found out. I put like child locks on my Xbox after.
You got fucking old people come all on your controller.
Yeah, it's like, why is my
Joe, I used the sock. It was one of yours, but I used the sock.
Dude, no, I was so pissed because like
my B button's sticking?
I never put 2 and 2 together because one day I came home from school, there was a towel laid across my bed.
Oh my god.
There was like a plate there and like a bottle of lotion. I was like, oh, he was just having a snack.
What's
you know?
the plate for?
I don't know.
Something to
He likes
rest it on.
sandwiches.
I don't know.
I think he was smacking a
Eating a
donut.
sandwich.
I think he was smacking a donut or something while he was jerking it.
He was
I think he was
Clapping a
smacking the
donut. More like clapping a donut. What the fuck?
jeez.
Yeah, I remember when I did put the child locks on my Xbox though, so I wouldn't play the movie. I came over from school one day, and as soon as I walked in the door, Joey, how could you do this to me? I'm like, well, what are you talking about? He goes, this is all I have. And I'm like, dude, what?
So you guys have a lot in common.
Yeah, pretty much. He was like, come on, we can move the Xbox to the living room. Cause I was like,
Compromise.
I was like, no, dude, what?
You can't be jerking off in my room. He's like, well, where do you do it at? Where am I supposed to go? I thought this was like the busted nut room.
Where do you do it?
The shower.
Your bed's way comfier than mine.
Yeah, dude, no, it was weird. I did come home one time to him jerking it on the couch, just in the living room, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Spread eagle.
I was like, "Your room is the first room from the living room. You're the closest room to here. Why you could have walked the 10 feet, dog."
Also, I feel like you're not like a light stepper. Like you didn't hear me, nigga.
For real though.
Yeah, dude. What? Well, it was right in the living room, and like. The thing is, he didn't even have, like, the front door, like, the big, like, door closed. He only had the screen door closed.
The glass screen door.
Yeah, he had the glass screen door.
You never know when a sexy mail woman's going to come to deliver the mail.
Like, and he was just sitting
Find
there
out your
fucking
grandpa's
beating
an
his shit on the
exhibitionist.
couch. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He goes,
Jeez.
where else am I supposed to do it? In your fucking room?
Joe's grandpa was just an exhibitionist.
Or, like...
He was ahead of his time.
We didn't have AC at that house that I lived in on Rosemont. So we didn't have AC. So like during the summer, I'd walk in the house sometimes, and like the way he would cool down, he would take a shower, then he'd stand in front of like a fan, butt ass naked, and he would do it right in the living room. I'd walk in the house, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's just fanning his balls, and I'm like,
Flapping in the wind.
Nice.
This is a crowded parking lot. Where are you going?
yeah, dude.
Facts, bro.
I'm just happy he's going away from where I parked.
Just hear a crash. Whoever has the white sedan, your headlights on.
Might have fucked your shit up.
Sorry.
Dude, from doing this podcast, I have the most fucked up search history now.
Just from this one?
Not from this one, but just like in general, like
Oh,
any
right.
of them, like because like we were like, oh fuck it, like I was like, let me see if I'll Google something.
Like lemon sucking whores.
Oh no, that was on there before, but
Every Friday,
Did you
baby.
mean-
Did you
I don't know. I've actually been in like I actually don't really watch porn anymore.
just straight free mind?
Yeah, I just imagination it.
Imagination.
But realistically though, like sometimes you gotta switch it up. Like
It's every once in a while, like maybe once a month, I'll watch porn, and then I feel like icky after. I'm like, oh fuck.
Put on some Martha Stewart.
see, I'm over that phase of
Watch her
feeling
cook a
icky
mean
after
souffle.
watching porn, bro. I'm just like, fucking, like, this is what people do, dog. Like,
I don't know.
I'm the consumer you made this for.
yeah, literally, like,
No, I'll finish and I'll look, and this bitch just getting her shit railed, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
You're providing job security, bro.
Literally.
That is fair.
that's why I don't even look at the screen after I'm finished, bro. I'm
Did you
just
hear me
like, it's
ban
gone
you
from
from
my
Texas?
existence in my mind, bro. Like, that never happened.
I think you told me that actually, unless I'm mistaken. But
Dude, Nate, can I try that flavor of your vape?
Yeah, you meant,
I think post-nut
okay.
clarity
I meant to go a little more right. Ooh.
as like a biological, I guess, feature is the craziest thing ever.
It really is.
If you think about it, like we're made
Post-nut
to
clarity?
reproduce.
I feel like I don't even know what the fuck could be the cause of some shit
You know
like
what I
that.
mean?
Because the fact that it's a shared experience is really what makes the difference.
I
It's not
wanna
just
fuck
like, oh, some guys nut and they're like fucking clear-minded after. It was like, no, all guys nut and they're clear-minded after. Like, what is like the realistic reason for this? Like,
Well, the ladies have post-ovulation clarity.
I mean, I guess that is true. About a solid week of it.
You really suck.
You know, it's fairness. They get more clarity than we do. They get a week. We get like 10 minutes after a jerk.
That's fair. I don't know, dude. I feel like I don't really get that because, like, I'm straight snoring after.
You fall asleep before the clarity kicks in.
That's crazy.
Doesn't even have the chance to clean up.
That's
He's
crazy
like,
to me because like the clarity is immediate.
What
Dog.
am I
Like,
doing?
like bro is passing out mid nut.
I need to call my therapist.
Dude, that's the one downside to doing it once a week, dude. I'd be fucking out.
Bro, midnight is
I could see it though, bro. Because maybe sometimes when I'm tired, it's like, all right, good crank on the way. Fucking finish it up, and I'm like, bedtime, baby. Like,
I
fucking.
like lay on top of my bitch and be like, I'm not fucking moving.
Joe's a stand-up jerker, so he's like exhausted by the time he's done. He's just like, oh.
Fall right back into the bed.
The first time I jerked it, I was standing up.
The first time?
Yeah, I was in the shower. I was like,
That makes sense.
I was in like 3rd grade. I was like cleaning myself. I was like, damn, dude, this shit kind of feel good. So I kept like, I had the rag and I was cleaning myself. Like, damn, dude. I was like, let me keep doing this. And then I fucking like my back started tweaking and I slipped in the shower and fell. I was like, oh no.
You're just cleaning yourself. You're like, yeah.
Bro jerked it so hard he gave himself back spasms, dog.
I threw out my back.
3rd grade.
I got a bad back. They're like, how did that happen? He's like, I threw my back out, rubbed one out in the shower.
Crazy story. So I was 8 years old, right?
Well, it was kind of funny because after I was like talking to my dad about it, I was like, I don't know what happened, but some weird shit came out of my dick. And he goes, what do you mean weird shit?
Blood.
He was like, what were you doing? I was like, oh, I was cleaning myself in the shower and that shit felt good, so I kept doing it. And then something came out. He goes, oh. He went and grabbed some Vaseline. He pulled it out. He goes, did it look like this, but just a little more gooier? And I was like, yeah. He goes, you spanked your dog for the first time.
Proud parent right there.
He's like, yep, well, you come from a very strong line of jerkers. Like, go talk to your grandfather.
Dude, it's hard to talk to my grandpa. He's deaf.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Was
Wow.
he born deaf or like did he become deaf?
He wasn't born deaf, but when he was a baby, like a few months old, he got like measles or something, and it got in like his ears and it made him go
shit.
deaf, and he's been deaf since.
That's
I've
crazy.
heard stories like that before.
Yeah, it's actually wild. Like I haven't been able to like really talk to him. I just pull out like my phone, I go on my notes app, and I type something. I show it to him, and he goes, "Oh, okay."
You didn't learn sign language?
I know basic sign
Your
language.
dick,
Bro,
bro.
just hit the.
No one taught me. My dad knows sign language. He
I
just,
feel like I was forced to learn sign language. Like,
I did.
Oh, you know sign language?
Yeah, we went to Dort.
Yeah.
We had to.
I
Cause
was
we were
like
the only.
forced. Like,
You have like the deaf unit.
Yeah,
or-
we were the
I don't know what
only.
it's called.
For real?
We're the only. Dort was the only school in Macomb County that had deaf kids.
that's why Jamez is my nigga now.
It was the only school in Macomb County. Dort was the only one that had the deaf program.
I
in
feel like my
elementary.
mama didn't know that when she selected that school.
My mom didn't. And we found out when I was there. I was like, "Oh shit, dog! That's actually crazy."
damn.
So, like, what's the extent? Do you know, like, only the alphabet, or you know, like, you're fluent?
No, I just know the alphabet at this
I feel
point.
like
Even
there's
then,
like-
it's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
like
I feel like I can get through the
alphabet's not hard.
alphabet
It's like
easy
A,
as fuck.
B, C, D,
I know like certain shit like sit, you know,
J,
table.
yeah,
That's still impressive, though. I mean, I don't know shit.
T, U, V, W. It's like X.
X is like a. No,
Yeah.
I think this is R.
No,
I
thought
think
this
you
is
turn
R.
it for X.
no, this is X.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because R and
X,
K
yeah.
are like.
And
the-
then-
The only one I know is the first letter of
Well,
my
yeah,
name.
because
Yeah, T.
R is
I was
this,
on
and then
X.
K is sideways.
Oh,
That's why I got
That's
the
what
pinky
threw me
out.
off.
Oh, that's pretty
And then
interesting.
Y is like this.
Yeah.
and Z-
Gnarly,
and then-
dude.
And then
you shake it, it's yellow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
Or
then,
if you're in
cool.
Hawaii and you shake it, it's a shaka.
and then Z, you like just draw Z with your pinky.
That,
I know a
that
lot
one's
of people
chill.
are like.
Yeah.
A lot of times they just go wow like that.
Yeah, dude. You would think I would know sign language too. Then like my grandma, She was a sign language interpreter for the IRS.
Is that how they met?
No, after I don't know how they met. They got together. Then my grandpa was like a crackhead, and then like he left my dad.
A deaf crackhead?
Yeah. And then
I'm sorry.
no, oh, take it. No, dude, it's good. It's hilarious. So he left my dad and my grandma. Like my dad and my grandma, they came home one day, and like he just left. He took all the furniture and everything. They just came home to an empty house, and then
Bro had a U-Haul already, dog. He's fucking plotting.
dude, my grandpa used to take like acid and stuff, right, in the 70s, and so like he had like some like bad acid or something at one point or whatever. So like in like the
Research
90s,
chemicals.
when he was like crossing the street in the 90s. And he like cracked his back and he had like acid flashback. He started tripping and he got hit by a car.
That's like the worst sequence of events ever.
Imagine being
That should be a fucking movie, bro. Oh, shit.
It's called Yu Yu Hakusho. No, I'm playing.
imagine pulling up to like a deaf crackhead tripping on acid, just like sitting there tweaking in like a fucking.
I was
bitch.
thinking, what would tripping be like for a deaf person? I feel like there's certain.
I wonder if they
Audible.
hear.
Yeah, well,
Just hella
my-
visuals.
So my dad, he wants.
What if they're like
you
hiding?
start hearing? Yeah.
my dad
Like, are you
wants to
talking
give
to me?
my grandpa DMT.
Wait, what?
My dad wants to give my grandpa DMT.
I said fuck it.
Because when you blast off, you hear like a whoosh. And he goes, I want to know if he hears the whoosh. Because like,
That seems pretty selfish.
I got
For reason.
He's like, and I also want to know if he beats the elephant people.
well, so I gave my dad DMT before. It was interesting.
You said he did not have a good time,
Did you
right?
do DMT ever?
Oh yeah,
Oh, crazy
yeah,
shit.
I got some and then like I blasted off. I had to smoke it like 4 times that night to blast off though.
Shit.
It's like so you had to like wait. You have to wait like an hour in between each time you do it. But because I was like, I didn't want to accidentally smoke too much.
Yeah.
So, like,
no,
I-
you don't want to do that because that's what I did with salvia.
Well, I don't know how it would work with DMT.
Salvia and
honestly.
DMT are very similar in their effects. I mean, obviously they're different, but overall it's a similar experience.
Like, yeah, with like DMT, like I was dabbing it because I was like, that's the most efficient way to do it. Because like you would because like the traditional way to smoke is you put a little layer of weed, you put the DMT, you put another layer of the weed. You have to light the weed without lighting the DMT, so it vaporizes the DMT. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking dab it.
Yeah.
Instead, so I got like my temp going. I went and bought a milligram scale so I could weigh out each dose because like I was reading shit on Reddit. They're like, oh, only dab like 65 milligrams. I dabbed 65 milligrams. I fucking blinked. I looked around. The room looked like it was made out of Legos, and I was like, what the fuck?
Like, yo, this is pretty chill.
I was like, this is weird. And then like I was with like a group of like 10 people, and they're all like staring at me. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yeah,
Because they're like,
that'd
what's
be trippy.
going on?
Oh, dude.
And then eventually, like by the time I got to the 4th time smoking it that night, because pretty much like I'd say like 6 or 7 of the people after the first time, they were like, okay, I'm good on that. I'm not doing that ever again. And then I was like, well, I didn't even blast off. Like none of us blasted off because like we're like staring around looking, like,
Which
what
is
the
like
fuck is
the
going on?
point.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep smoking until I fucking blast off. And then eventually, like the last time I did it, I blasted off, and I was like, fuck, dude, that was crazy.
Dude, I did the salvia that one time because I haven't done DMT to fruition. I only did it one time because I was allowed to hit off a DMT pen at a party, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's get it, dude!" Like, but when I did the salvia, I remember just chilling for a minute and then just not existing in this space anymore, dog. I was literally gone. Like, I was vivid, like awake as far as I know, all that shit, just in a different universe type shit. Like, and I say that, I literally mean I had no understanding of anything that was going on around me. Like, I couldn't see what was going on around me. I couldn't hear what was going on around me because I was just up here
Yeah.
the whole time, bro.
That's like the weird thing too with it though. Like when
I woke up standing over a fire with a
Yeah, I was
like,
like,
this
yo.
so I wouldn't walk into it. I was like,
For real?
all right, dog. And I was sitting when I took it. So like I fucking was tripping, getting up and doing shit.
Yeah,
No recollection of any of that.
we were at a bonfire and like he like did did it properly, and like he held it in for like I don't know, like 20 seconds or more or something
I held
like
it
that.
as long as I could.
And then like after that, like you could tell he was like spaced out, and he like stood up, and like I was like, yo, he's like he's like took 2 steps toward the fire, and I like had to like stop him. I was like,
How long were you gone?
Like a minute or two.
I don't know.
No, but like, what did it feel like for you?
A couple hours.
Oh shit! Yeah, it was like a minute and a half tops.
Like it easily felt like an hour at least, if not 2. Because I remember fucking just going into nothingness. And then I could see a chair, which is really odd. But like, it's almost like a kaleidoscope effect, where as I was moving towards the chair, like I was seeing like different perspectives of it that unlocked different universes. I sound so crackheady, but that's what I saw, bro. Like, and then fucking after all that, like I zoom into like this one spot, and then I'm just in pitch black with like words in front of me. And then after that, I don't remember what happened because it was freaky as shit because I was like coming back. So like lights and sounds were starting to interfere too. And then that's when I woke up, like, and it was crazy too because when I was gone, it was like that. And when I woke up, it was literally boom. And I'm staring at a fire and I'm like, what just fucking happened, dog? Like literally instantly out, instantly back in. Like
That's crazy.
that shit was wild.
I think that like scares me about consciousness though.
It almost fucked me up a little bit for like a week or two because I kept thinking on it, like, what does it mean? like why was that in my brain? Like,
That's fair. I don't know, the DMT, when I did it, like I was out for like 15 minutes.
damn.
And it
That's
felt,
a long time.
and like, it was like 15 minutes. Like, I asked like my friend when I blasted off, I was like, what was, he goes, it looks like you were just taking a nap. That is like, I just sat back, I closed my eyes, I was like, fuck me up. And then,
Bring it on.
yeah, like, but like,
Do your worst.
it felt like literally forever. Like, it felt like time was unquantifiable.
Yeah.
Like, I could not perceive any time at all.
Nah,
And then, like,
I
I felt
agree
like
with that.
I felt like I knew
what I
literally
felt so
everything
long.
there is to ever know in the universe. And then I came back and I'm like, dude, I couldn't tell you what happened. Like, I could, like, kind of, like, it was, like, weird. I was, like, it felt like I was, like, talking to, like, these fucking, like, multi-dimensional beings. And they were, like, telepathically talking to me. And they had, like, some, like, weird, like, orb that was, like, so, like, it's just, like, energy, some weird, like, energy shit. And I was like,
D&D ass shit.
I was like, what the fuck, dude? That's sick. And then they were like, ask us any question you want. I kept asking questions and just kept answering.
Like
telling
sitting
me
there with the
everything.
orb, like-
And I was like, damn, I know everything. And then, all right, later, dog. Not exactly like that, but they're like, all right, bye.
Deuces.
And then I started like, then it started kind of like flashing back, and I woke up. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Do you remember what they said?
No.
There are two types of, am I thinking of listening to this? I'm like, there's 2 types of people. The person who trips and they leave and they're in the trip like, I know everything. And then the person who trips and they're in the trip and they're like, I know nothing. Like,
Yeah, no, I was like, I felt like I knew everything, because I kept asking them questions, like infinite amounts of questions. Didn't. Then like I came back, I was like, I don't know anything. Like, I don't know what the fuck just happened, and like
I guess
it's
I
weird
don't
though.
know.
Like when you're like inhaling the DMT, like you get like 3 hits in, and you're like, fuck, I think I'm good, but you have to force yourself to take that last hit. You have to have someone like holding like the rig for you too, because like you have like,
drop the bitch.
yeah, you would drop that
Right,
bitch.
that makes sense.
So you have to have someone holding it for you to kind of like force feed you like to smoke it, and you gotta like force yourself to take like one. That has to try to be like probably that has to be like your biggest inhale too. You have to try to get the rest of it out.
Damn.
And then you're just like, after you do that, then you're like, you like almost don't make it, and you're just kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
That sounds
And
insane.
then you kind of like just like take a nap.
That's actually fucking wild.
That is crazy.
It's this nigga on YouTube, and he be like, he like be tripping and shit. He do like a bunch of different drugs. He was talking about this time he was tripping with this bitch. He's like in a relationship with another woman. I think they like married. So his wife goes to bed, and he just tripping with this bitch. She like passed the fuck out for like 2 days. So like his wife would come out and she would be like, "This bitch still here?" And he like, "Yeah, bro, she fucking I was like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like,
Right.
he said he offered to take her home, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like 2 days go by, the bitch finally wake up, and he was like, "Yo, like what the fuck, bro? You been in my house for 2 days?" And she was like, "My bad." But when she came back, she said she was like living as other people. Like she would like blink and she would wake up as someone else, and then go to sleep and wake up as someone else. And I was like, "Oh, something's going on," and I can't put my finger on it, but like that has to mean something because physically she was here. Like we got like this nigga saw her right here. She was here. But like she had to live as someone else. Like I don't think her brain could produce what she was feeling by itself.
She was living as Roy.
For real,
Like the Roy shit.
Roy too, Dave. That's some crazy shit though.
Bro,
Makes you
2
think about
days.
stuff like reincarnation and shit like that too, though, where it's like potentially past lives, shit like that. Whether you believe in it or not, when it comes to stuff like that and people have such vivid experiences, it's an interesting concept to talk about regardless, you know?
I feel like we're like a collection of souls.
I can see that as well.
And I think like that collection changes throughout your life. Like you might drop some, you might pick some up, but I don't think we're like just one being.
I can sort of see that too, because it's just like the concept of the fact that we are a living being made up of trillions and trillions of tiny little individual living beings called cells. These cells are also made up of even smaller individual living beings that became a part of the cells as like fucking time went on. Like the fucking mitochondria was bacteria that became part of our cells.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like it's absolutely insane. So technically speaking, the mitochondria itself is a living organism.
Inside
Your
the
cells
cell.
are a living organism, and you are a living organism on top of all that shit going on. So that's why I say I can agree with shit like that too, because it's like, do our cells realize they're a part of a greater body, or are they just
Doing what
existing
they-
on their own?
I wish I could have my own Osmosis Jones movie going because I want to see what the fuck they're going through because I put my body through the ringer.
I
There's
referenced
just like emergency lights at all times, like batting the hatches. Like,
You just sleep.
How is he putting more liquor in here?
I referenced Osmosis Jones the other day at work, and nobody knew what I was talking about.
what?
That's
Yeah.
racism.
Yeah, bro. For real though,
That's either racism or some mad Bill Murray hatred right there.
I was like, come on! Like everybody there was like someone like one of the people were in their 30s, and the other person was in their 40s, and the other two people were like in their 50s and 60s. And I was like, none of you guys have seen Osmosis Jones? I was like, all right,
Get
whatever.
yourself a double cheeseburger. Dude, yeah. I want to know what the fuck, like, my shit. Because, like, that would be crazy. And they'd be like, oh my god, he's drinking. How is he putting Adderall in here on top of this? He's smoking a joint? What the fuck? I can't handle anymore.
We need lungs on DEFCON 1.
What's this guy putting in his butt now?
Like, eyes reporting in. I see a half-gram dab on the tool. I repeat, half-gram dab on the tool. Like, beep, lungs in DEFCON 1. It's like fucking aluminum shutters going down inside his lungs.
They're like, light day today, half-gram dab.
Like, nostrils here, you're not gonna like what's coming.
This shit's about to sting.
Brain prepare to lose cells.
Oh, I saw you entered my giveaway.
Fuck yeah, I want a PS5.
I should enter in that too. I feel wrong winning a PS5 for my friend if I did, but fuck it.
I'm gonna take that bitch back to the
I
store the
won't.
same day.
No.
Fuck is you talking about?
Hey, bro, you
Bring
better
a gift receipt, bro.
better send the receipt, bro.
Send it in there.
Shit, I think GameStop might even do it without a receipt as long as it's still
Rap.
notifiably new. Like,
That's fair.
I hate GameStop, bro.
Yeah.
I
think-
like GameStop, but I also hate them. It's a true love-hate relationship.
I feel
Because
like-
I'm a nerd, so I love going in there.
Do you just hate them
But I
because they only
hate
give you
fucking
$3
all
per
that
game?
bullshit.
Bro, I bought this game yesterday for $60. I realized I don't fuck with it as much as I thought I'd fuck with it. Don't got a receipt. I'll bring it back. Y'all take it back. You gonna give me $4, bro? $4 fucking dollars?
Are you serious?
No, it would probably be like 20 or 30. But still, like, I didn't lose 50% value overnight, nigga. Like,
Yeah.
just repackage this shit.
But you did lose the receipt.
That is true.
You're like, this dumbass.
He's like crumpling up the receipt.
Yeah.
He's got like a trainee. He's like, hey, check this out. This is how we get most of our profit.
The one thing that pissed me off.
$4
about
cash,
GameStop-
but maybe $15 in store credit.
Yeah, that too. But I hated when they got rid of their 2-week policy. 'Cause I don't know if y'all know this, but up until like 6 years ago, they had a policy where if you bought a pre-owned game and brought it back within 2 weeks, they'd refund you 100%, no questions asked, as long as you had the receipt.
Okay.
So you could buy a pre-owned game, play it, beat it in a week or two, take it back, and get your full money back for beating the shit out of the game. So I would do that all the time, especially with shorter games. Like a game like Skyrim, you couldn't really get away with it unless you're just trying to get it over with. But like, I'd pick up something like fucking Borderlands 1, run through the story, maybe play with my friends for a little bit, and then I'll be like, well, it's been a week and 5 days, time to get my money back.
Check your watch. Week and 5 days.
Little do we know, Fat Nate is the reason we have like Netflix and shit. Like, this nigga's here every day, like running shit and bringing it back, running shit and bringing it back.
Like,
What if we just had like a service? Like,
I wasn't even renting it, I was buying it and getting my money back.
Like, this little shit. You gotta do something.
he's eating at our margins.
I do think we do have to wrap it up. I think
Fat Nate was
they got
eating.
a session coming in a minute. So.
All right.
Fat Nate was eating up GameStop's and McDonald's margins.
All right. If you guys made it this far, thanks for watching. See you later, pussies.
Deuces.
Fuck off.